Hi, it's Chuck with Heavy D at the Movies. We're going to talk about Ironheart Episode 3 titled We in Danger, Girl. We pick up right off where the last one ended. Riri and the crew are celebrating the heist in which they extorted the owner of Tunnel at the end of the last episode. A dark entity was felt off of Parker after he shot a security guard, which Riri allowed to happen. At this point, Clown decides to get the cloak out of Parker's room. Cousin John becomes upset, confronts Clown. Clown ends up regretting her actions. Riri confronts Cousin John. Parker comes in, de-escalates the situation. Riri asks a question: Are we Ocean's 11 or are we The Sopranos? Pretty much like, are we good criminals or bad criminals? Parker says they're both criminals, just like you. She says, no, I'm not. I'm an engineer, and what I do is iconic. What in the world was that? We go from there. All right, she goes and meets up with Xavier. Xavier says, "Hey, you bought me these headphones. I want to use Natalie. She gave them to me. Where'd you get the money to buy these headphones?" Getting called to the floor on that one. Right? At this point, Joe shows up. Joe McGillicuddy. Riri's mom goes, "What's this middle-aged white boy in khakis doing here?" At this point, Joe and Riri ended up talking a little bit. Joe decides, hey, I want to tell you who I really am. I'm Obadiah, Warmonger's son, and I want to be different than my dad. Jump to what's the big point next. Points the heist against Hunter Mason. Hunter Mason's a biotech engineer that has made a special seed that yields massive amounts of crops and helps, this is no joke, helps people that have food shortages. So he's putting local farmers supposedly out of business, so they're going to go and hit this guy. We're not good people in this show. A struggle ensues with Hunter Mason because he refuses to sign the contract. Hunter gets shot. Riri allows it to happen. Security guards come in. They get shot. They're all dead. John finds Riri in there. A struggle ensues with them. She traps him in a room, and he dies from CO2 exposure because he suffocates to death. Riri gets outside with the rest of the crew. Parker says, "Find my cousin." She goes up, looks over the area. Your cousin's dead. Stupid episode, folks. Stupid. What is Riri? She's a criminal. This is not a superhero story they're telling. This is a story of a woman that's accomplished a murder. How in the world are they going to redeem her? Because they're not. I'm Chuck with Heavy D at the Movies. I'll catch you next time.